Meeting is an open session of Roselle Park Board of Education held under the Open Public Meeting Act of the state of New Jersey. Notice of this meeting was sent to the Star Ledger, senior leader, and on news review. Roll call, please.
President Rinaldi.
Here.
Vice President Harm.
Here.
Mr. Valdez.
Here.
Mr. Gerton.
Here.
Mr. Lineberger.
Here.
Mr. Miller.
Here.
Mr. Nelson.
Here.
Dr. Correll.
Here.
Ms. Sobel. Here. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please stand for the flag salute.
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, we will open up the public participation portion of the meeting, and this is for agenda items only. Anyone with a question or comment, please come forward, state your name and address. Seeing none, I close this portion of the meeting, and now we will have the superintendent's report.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to the Robert Gordon Elementary School. I am very pleased this evening to have our student recognition portion of the meeting. At this time, I will turn the program over to the building's principal, Mr. James Salvo, who will make the introductions, and Mr. Scott Nelson, who will be assisting him in the presentation.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you very much for coming out tonight. Mr. Nelson is going to present students recognition. So we're very proud of our students here at Robert Gordon Corps. To explain a little bit about what the recognition is for, I'd like to introduce Mrs. Alacco, who works with these particular students in our morning math program before school.
Thank you, Mr. Salvo. Tonight we're recognizing students in the Title I Basic Skills Morning Math Program. These students have come every morning before school, and we've been working on different math strategies, math problem-solving strategies, test-taking strategies, and they have shown exemplary effort, and they have shown commitment to the program.
The first person we'd like to recognize is Giovanni Mendez. Next person is Kevin Feliciano. Let's hear it for Ricardo Perez. Ashley Juan. Daniela Perez.
She's no different. I do want to say that we celebrate that she was the very first person in her class to pass the laugh test to earn recognition in her class. So, great accomplishment.
Anna Karen Luna. Last but not least, Ethan Marion.
Thank you, Ms. Lacco and Mr. Salvo. Congratulations, boys and girls, for your outstanding accomplishments. Keep up the good work, and we thank you very much for coming out this evening and allowing us to spend some time with you and recognize you for your achievements. I turn it over back to the board president.
Congratulations to all the students, and keep up the hard work. I know it's hard getting here early, but it's well worth it, and I'm sure you'll be successful. At this point, we'll take a brief break. If any of you would like to leave, you're more than welcome to stay for our meetings, but if you do have homework and such, you're able to leave right now. Okay, thank you.
Okay, at this point, for the continuation of the superintendent's report, we're going to have a brief presentation, Ms. Costa. I believe you need to set that up. And I believe the camera will need to relocate momentarily. Thank you. Mr. Ranieri, I wish to address the board and the public. Mr. Ranieri wish to address the board and the public. Unfortunately, could not be here, so he asked if he could take a message. And so, without further ado, this is from Mr. Ranieri.
Lights?
Yes.
Dear Board of Education and parents, I apologize for not being there personally to attend this evening's meeting, but we are at an away match at Brearley High School. The purpose of my statements today is to address a situation that occurred on Friday with the wrestling staff. In hindsight, I should have been clear in conveying to Coach Frost the principal's directive to have Coach Frost clean up his Facebook. I have taken steps to ensure that this is now the practice of all wrestling coaches to not have their personal Facebook accounts linked as friends to current students. I agree with the administration that no coach should post publicly any comments that may be intimidating to others. I believe this was never Coach Frost's intentions. In addition, I respect the administration's decision to sanction any employee who violates this district policy. I assure you that as head coach, I will continue to be proactive when it comes to me, my staff, and my athletes setting themselves apart as positive role models whenever on the mat or in the classroom. Thank you for your consideration. Sincerely, John Ranieri.
Okay, we'll take a brief recess as we relocate the camera. Go ahead. Audience can relocate.
This happens to you.
And Mr. Harms, one more thing while you're up. Just pull this microphone out a little farther, please.
See?
Is it on? And turn it around. Come on, Frank. And you can sit down now, thank you.
Appreciate all the help.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Craig Frost, who also expressed a desire to make a statement. If you would please, in the microphone.
I would like to take this opportunity to apologize for the situation that occurred on Friday. I have now been educated on the policies set forth by the Board of Education pertaining to social networking and bullying, and I clearly understand that. I take my role as a coach and mentor in the district very seriously, and I am proud to call myself a Panther. Going forward, it is my continued intention to always be a positive role model in the Roselle Park community and in the lives of the student athletes with whom I work. Thank you for your consideration.
I would like to thank both coaches Ranieri and Frost for addressing the board in public. As a district, we believe that open, accurate, and direct communication between all parties is essential when it comes to maintaining the safety and well-being of students and staff. Occasionally, communications break down. At best, when that happens, misunderstandings occur. Worse, students misinterpret messages sent from adults who are viewed as role models. The board and administration welcomes Coach Ranieri's and Frost's renewed commitment to ensuring the safety and security of all Roselle Park students, and that remains their #1 priority. At that point, my report is concluded.
Thank you. And at this time, we will move on to agenda items.
Madam President, I'll move.
Hold on one second. We're going to start with personnel, agenda items number 1 through 4. 1 being consent, agenda motion, number 1 being district substitutes. 2, change of assignment. 3, maternity leave extension. And 4, 2012 summer camp personnel. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? Roll call, please.
Vice President Harm,
Yes.
Mr. Balaban,
Yes.
Mr. Gerton,
Yes.
Mr. Lineberger.
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Nelson,
Yes.
Dr. Farrell,
Yes.
Ms. Sokol,
Yes.
President Rinaldi.
Yes.
On roll call, motion carries.
Thank you. Next is education, item number 5, education programs. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We're now at business, items number 6 through 13.
So moved.
Alex, second.
Second.
And Barney. Item number 6 is monthly certification. 7 is the secretary treasurer's report. 8, approval of bills. 9, approval of minutes. 10, grant acceptance. 11, use of buildings and grounds. And, one second, 12 is transfers, and 13, New Jersey School Board Association School Board Recognition Month resolution.
Under number 11, we're tabling, I'd like to remove from the agenda the park delete.
Okay. All right, so that, right now, we have items number 6 through 13 moved with removal of number 11, item number 2, park and cheerleading. Any comments or questions? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Madam President, did we vote on the new one? It was,
That's on the public's agenda. That's correct.
okay, it was on ours, so we didn't,
You have it, so by you voting on the public's agenda, you've covered it.
okay.
For the audience, the mystery, there was one additional item that was added after the agenda was printed for soccer at the middle school. It was a building use form. You have it on the board simply was told verbally, so we approved the entire agenda as you have it. So that's correct.
And that is it for agenda items, and we move on to committee and liaison reports. Are there any?
Yeah, I have,
Ms. Sokol?
the curriculum committee met on Thursday with teachers and administrators from all of the buildings. And I just want to give a few of the highlights of the meeting. In the elementary schools, they'll be looking at a math series to pilot that will align with the new Common Core curriculum standards for K-2 that are coming from the state. We're getting a lot of new mandates from the state on curriculum. So the elementary teachers actually also met yesterday during the workshop time, and they used that time to update our curriculum so that they will cover these standards, so that our children will get the benefit of knowing what's coming on there. In the middle school, science and social studies, visuals and materials have come in for student use. Students are using laptops in language arts classrooms for reading skills, and the English as a second language department, they're going to be seeking funds in order to be able to run their summer program. This has been very successful in the past. The past few summers, they have been doing this. They've been getting a lot of good response from the children. And as a matter of fact, last summer, there were about 90 students that were attending for this program. It's really a beneficial program. At the high school, there are some new Spanish textbooks that are now in use. And there's a program, the high school and the middle school, they're working together to design programs that will give students access to more science and technology instruction and programs. And I'd like maybe Mr. Nelson, Scott, you were there, and if you could give a little more information. And there will be more information on this program forthcoming. I'll just give you a little brief overlook first.
It was very exciting to be at the curriculum meeting the other day. Mrs. Costa presented this wonderful idea of a Science and Technology Preparatory Institute that we're putting together currently. This would be for incoming 9th graders, a prep school that would be focusing on obviously those issues including mathematics, science, and technology. It would be a rigorous program, hopefully to keep some of those students that might be thinking of going elsewhere, leaving the Roselle Park District. This would be a wonderful alternative to stay here, to remain with their friends, to be involved in various activities that unfortunately, if they leave, they're not really able to be involved in currently. So this is an opportunity that I think is exciting and hopefully will attract some of our best students and will keep some of our best students. And Mrs. Costa is going to present or at least the high school, there'll be an orientation on January 26th at 7 o'clock, which will explain in much more detail with a video included. And Mrs. Costa said in the future she will come and present also to us here at the board. But again, it is a wonderful opportunity. I think that we're in the process of starting here in Roselle Park. So thank you, Mrs. Costa.
Anyone else want to report? No? We'll move on to continuing business.
Madam President, no additional students have been identified as of January 13th.
Thank you. Any other continuing business? New business?
Just something that was brought to my attention, it might not really be a big deal. Along Merrill Avenue, the fence at Aldean's school, some of like the bottoms are really frayed. And one parent told me that, she's afraid that somebody will get cut or something there, so maybe our building staff could take a look at it.
So if you can mention that to Joe, we'll certainly take a look at it right away.
Any other new business? Okay. And we are at their second public participation part of the meeting. Anyone who would like to speak, please come forward, state your name and address.
Saul Kearson, 150 Berwyn Street. I guess my first question was, last month there was an agenda item that was tabled. Is it been included back in or not?
No, we have not received final word. It was a legal settlement on tuition payback that has not been settled yet.
Okay. The second thing was I just left the municipal budget meeting workshop, and during their discussion, they had discussed that, as far as they saw, or the CFO had seen on February 5th, there appears to be a conflict where there will be two groups, wrestling and indoor soccer. I don't know if I was correct in that, but I don't know if that's been.
I don't think anyone's brought it to our attention yet, but thank you. We'll take a look at it. I mean, they may have worked out alternate arrangements already, but we'll take a look at it.
Yeah, we're not, indoor soccer's not playing on the 5th.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
They may have listed that date, but then worked it out afterwards.
All right. And the last one was how, what were I saying, the operative for the video, the actual video that was, because I had set that, my apologies, but would it be through the,
Same process as always.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Appreciate it.
Anyone else want to speak? Please come forward. Seeing no one, I close public participation at this time. At this time, I'm going to ask for a motion to go into closed session to discuss a personnel matter. Action will be taken. We have a motion by Alex. Second, please.
Second.
Warren, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. We are in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We are now in open. Thank you. We have one additional agenda item, which is personnel. Technically, it's called 4A. Co-curricular employment action. The item is to rescind, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the termination of Craig Frost, volunteer wrestling coach, and to instead place them on suspension from Friday, January 13th, 2012, through and including Thursday, January 19th, 2012. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Harms, second.
Second.
Mr. Burrell, any comments or questions? Roll call, please.
Vice President Harms,
Yes.
Mr. Balaban,
Yes.
Mr. Gerton,
Yes.
Mr. Lineberger,
Yes.
Mr. Perrell, I'm sorry, Mr. Miller first,
Yes.
Mr. Nelson.
Yes.
Dr. Perrell,
Yes.
Ms. Sokol,
Yes.
President Ronaldo.
Yes.
On roll call, motion carries.
Okay, thank you. And then at this time, I believe we are done. Our next meeting is scheduled for February 7th at Aldine School. Please join us there at 7 o'clock. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.